this again.
So like I'm gonna play this this lesson that the elder Amon Gabar put out going into this woman. You know, I guess she, you know, you can consider her a doomsday prepper. You know, she's basically breaking down, you know, these coming events when it comes to a power grid shutdown, because people don't truly understand the, you know, what that all comes with, man. All right, so the title of the lesson is "A True Horror Story is Coming to America." All right, it's about 5 minutes long, but I'm gonna probably play only, you know, 2 to 3 minutes, just so, you know, brothers could get the gist of, you know, what we referencing.
I'm going to say this again. I've said it 5 times at least. You guys are not realizing what grid down means. Society, as you know it, will end. There won't be any work. There won't be any hospitals to go to. There won't be any police department that will come to your aid. No one is going to save your ass. You won't be able to travel anywhere after about 36 hours. So if you're going to bug out to a location, you better do it within that time period. And don't expect to stop for gas, because gas stations will be closed. Grocery stores will be closed. Don't expect to stop by your ATM and get money, because that's going to be shut down. Everything that we use in society right now is tied to the electrical grid. And the number one thing that's sucking the electrical grid dry is data centers, because they did not build the infrastructure. And don't tell me they did, because they did not. And it's taxing our grid. It's going to tumble. Everything's going to go down. Nothing will be as it is right now. And when the grid goes down, people are going to want to get supplies from other people. And so you're going to want to, with your supplies, because you've listened to me, you know, and you've gotten prepped, and you have people around you who you love, and now you're going to have to secure your home. You're going to have to put darkening on all your windows, which will make it darker inside. You're going to want to get all the windows, even the ones that are frosted and up. You're going to want to get all the skylights. You're going to want to get every kind of area that will leak light that you have inside, such as candles, flashlights, and all off-grid lighting, cooking, and heating will have to be brought into the house or the apartment where you're going to be held up. You do not even have an inkling of how bad it's going to be. I wish I could shake you. And right now, I'm almost ready to scream. You do not know. You do not know. You don't have a fucking clue. Everything, 98% of your life, and I mentioned this on the title of that video, is going to be gone. Gone. If you don't have a backup generator, get at least one. We have 5. Yeah, we do. So, that is, guys, I'm not playing around here. I'm not. It's going down. And call me foolish for screaming this to the masses. That's fine. I'm a fool. I don't care. I'm going to scream it. You need to realize how shocking it's going to be. Not just for you, but the people around you. Your children. They're going to...
I'm gonna just go ahead and stop there. If brothers want to check this lesson out, you just go to the brother page. That's the the title of Jake YouTube channel, the Elder Amon Gabar. So, with that being said, before we kick this lesson off, we want to start it off by facing the east, giving all the glory and infinite praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham Rakatadas. Those are the names of the Heavenly Father and His Son, the ancient Hebrew, who you ignorantly call God and Jesus Christ. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, great millstone, who were taught and learned this truth 100% from. Peace and blessings be to all you Akim, Wakim, who are serving Yahweh Shema Shine sincerity, hoping for mercy, as well as salvation in these latter days, man. To you we say Shalom and Yahweh Shema Shah Brakathun. So what's today's date, brother?
February 8th, 2026.
February 8th, 2026. Are we blessed with another week, or another day, I should say, by Yahweh Shema Shah to come out here to the highways and the hedges to prophesy the downfall of America, which is predominantly known as Babylon the Great in the scriptures, due to this society's confused way of living. And it's known as many other things, the bloody city, all right, because America was founded on the blood of the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and also because the Most High is getting ready to bring a lot of bloodshed to Babylon, all right? But with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and get into it. As y'all, heard in the intro, that I was playing, or the video I was playing in the intro, people don't realize how shocking this shit is going to be. People don't realize how shocking, not only just the power grid, even though that was the main, gist of what she was getting to, in that breakdown, but Jacob's trouble just in general. And when we say Jacob's trouble, we referring to, America completely just gone to shit. Power grid shut down. If you could, bro, could you go to 2nd Ezra 15th chapter, where it says the plagues of Egypt as before. I think it's 2nd Ezra 15 and 12, I believe. All right, the Most High said that He was gonna bring all these plagues upon Egypt as before. All right, and one of those plagues that the Most High plagued Egypt with was 3 days of darkness. All right, darkness so thick that you could feel that shit. There'll be certain places that you could go to, especially at nighttime. It could be dark as fuck in there where you can even damn near feel that shit. It'd be cold. The darkness that they had back then, even if there was a try to light a torch, the darkness would basically just consume that shit, because that's how thick it was, man. Had them Egyptians bugging out, and the flip side of it was a balance to it, because while they was in the darkness, the Most High provided light, for the Israelites. They had refuge, so to speak. All right, but that plague is coming back, man.
On a grander scale.
That plague is gonna come back, as she was going into, the infrastructure in America and the power grid is not built to be stable. It's not built to, sustain itself, for longevity, so to speak. So as I was talking to the brother, what this reminded me of was the polar vortex in 2020 or 2021. I remember when Esau had used his harp, to fuck with the weather. It was cold as hell. It broke records or something for how cold it was in parts of the South and in the Midwest. Even where I'm from, it was like negative 15 degrees. Ain't never been that damn cold ever. But that was just a little taste of what shit could be like, because people lost their power. In states like Texas, they're not built to, especially the power grid over there, it's not built to sustain itself from that type of weather, man. Right? That type of cold, that freezing type of damn weather like that you would get in New York and shit like that. All right, but the thing about it is that most of the United States is like that. All right, most of the United States is like that, and this is all a part of, Esau know what they were doing, bro. Esau knew what they was doing the whole time, right? Because their plan is to take the power out. Because once they take the power out, as she was getting into, people are gonna start going door to door to get to get things to survive and shit, resources and things that of nature. This is why she's telling people to, if you don't have a backup generator, get a generator, which is brothers who do have these things, we don't knock it, all right? But don't put your full trust in it. Don't be in the spirit that she in of being a doomsday prepper, because she was even saying, I didn't even get to it, she was saying that if you have a bug out spot, you're gonna have to leave to that bug out spot within 36 hours of shit basically hitting the fan, because after 36 hours, you're not gonna be able to travel anywhere. Interstates are gonna be blocked off. You're gonna have people, if they was hypothetically pop an EMP over the states and your car battery get fried, on a freeway or something, you're gonna have people having a hitchhike, having a walk, and even in the midst of that, you're gonna have motherfuckers, even doing shit. All right, because you're gonna have people that also know what's happening. Because you have people that are just patiently waiting for shit to just, hit the fan, shit to blow over, to be that person that they always wanted to be. All right, but the point being is that this shit is gonna shock you, right? It's gonna shock you because you don't have a clue about the times that we're living in, right? And as we get into this shit often, you've been pampered, bro. You've been pampered. People here can't see that this shit is down the pipeline, bro. And as she was saying, bro, this shit is gonna shock you, bro. This shit is gonna be like something that, hey, as she said, think of the worst case scenario and multiply that shit by 100. That's where you're gonna have to start. She said that's where it's gonna begin. Worst case scenario, multiply this shit times 100, man. All right, this is why, matter of fact, I'm gonna kick it off with this. Hey, common, but this is a necessary precept, especially for these times that we in, man. All right, Jeremiah 30:7, it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even a time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. And when you go into the NLT,
I got it right here.
Oh, you can go to pool.
To break it down, just read it real quick.
To simplify it.
In all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel, yet in the end they will be saved.
We sound like a broken record bringing out this precept, but the thing is that every time you get on these platforms, you hear about how bad this shit is getting ready to get, right? You hear about how, as she was saying, how shocking, you do not have a fucking clue. This came out of her mouth. You do not have a fucking clue of how bad it's just gonna be, because when you think of a power grid, it's not just, no lights, you can't charge this, it ain't just that, all right? Everything, all your food is gonna go bad. That means no work, no motherfucking gas stations. If you finna run out of gas, then be prepared to walk, all right? No ATMs, all right? No access to anything, because your whole life revolves around the damn grid, man. All right, so this is why when Esau cuts the grid, it's gonna be that easy for motherfuckers to fold. It's gonna be that easy to get people to comply and hop on board with the MOTB. Man, I'm telling you, they got the perfect fucking track, right, to get this shit going, man. All right, so when you think of a power grid, it ain't just being without lights for a couple of days, man. They're gonna prolong that shit, all right? There's gonna be spots with electricity. They're gonna have to, because that's the only way that they're gonna tie that, that technology in with the new system.
They're gonna have their backup generators, like zones.
They're gonna have something. Like you said, they can have zones. It could be certain cities that they have set up.
Yeah,
certain particular cities where they try to push everybody in, 15-minute cities. Like small towns like this, they can fuck around and just try to either eliminate motherfuckers
or keep them in,
or push them into them cities, or keep them here. And just you never know how they're gonna do this shit.
A military town too, man. They got a Marine base here, so hey, we gotta wait and see what happens, man. Hey, we get through that though, man.
It comes. So when you think of a power grid, bro, this shit's gonna hit you a lot harder than what you would even expect it to. All your materialistic shit, that shit's gonna go out the window. Right? When you realize that a can of beans is more important than, motherfuckers got 20,000 on the bank account, man, you finna lose that shit. You don't even know it, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of shit getting ready to happen that you just don't even have a clue about, man. All right, but if you could read that over again one more time, bro.
Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 7 in the NLT, and it reads, in all history, there has never been such a time of terror. It will be a time of trouble for my people Israel, yet in the end they will be saved.
A time of terror. There's been never a time of terror like this time coming. So think of all, man, it's all type of shit that done happened in history. Think about all the casualties that's took place in events like World War I, World War II, you know, was it the Civil War, all that shit. You know, think about all them casualties. You know, even when Esau came over here, you know, Christopher Columbus, just think about all that shit. 70 AD, think about Pompeii. You know, think about what is it called? I think it's called I forgot what event it was called, not Cameroon event. It was some type of event involving a volcanic eruption that basically caused Nah, it wasn't that. It was something else, bro. It was it basically was like a damn near like a nuclear. It wasn't a nuclear fallout, but it was similar to that. You know, same concept where it basically blocked out the sky for years at a time. Ash was just blocking out the sky and shit. It caused a famine. You know, motherfuckers, you know, dying from poisoning in their lungs, from breathing in the volcanic ash. You know, consider all that shit. None of that shit can even compare to, you know, what this time is going to be like. You know what I'm saying? So as the scriptures say, a wise and prudent man foreseeth the evil. You know, this should be, your light should be flickering. Like, damn, like, you know, this time, and then if you really, bro, you gotta be just living under a bag of rocks, bro, to not just see that how bad this shit is getting ready to get, bro. You know what I mean? You gotta really just not be paying attention to just even feel that like this shit is just going to shit, bro. You know what I mean? You literally just gotta not be paying attention, bro.
What's it called? Today too, Trump just issued watch, I'll play this real quick, man. You know how fast we're getting here.
Big news right now, big news right now. Top military officials have ordered the National Guard in all 50 states to begin the creation of quick reaction forces trained in, quote, riot control, including the use of batons, body shields, tasers, and pepper spray, according to a new directive issued by the United States Pentagon, reviewed by The Guardian. This rapid response quick reaction force that will be trained over the next several weeks and months will be about 23,500 troops. About 500 troops per state are required to be trained. Many are now saying that this is setting the stage for the President of the United States to use the National Guard as his personal police force in protest-like scenarios. The Guardian even cited an expert who said that in a worst-case scenario, the president could declare a state of emergency and say that elections are rigged and use allegations of voter fraud to seize ballots of secure voting centers. Spread the word, follow along for all the...
Man, they're already setting the stage. They're already setting the stage, man. You know, 23,500 National Guard troops to be deployed to all 50 states to get ready to train for riot and violence control, man.
Yep.
That's not for no reason, man.
Just the tip of the iceberg. It's gonna start with this, and then as things start to get more and more serious, then they're gonna start bringing in more and more serious people to handle them serious situations. You know what I mean? You know, that Insurrection Act, the 1807 that they was talking about provoking or activating and all that, they may be saying that it's a possibility. Man, it's 100% certain that they're gonna activate that shit. But time will tell them. All right, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when they're gonna do this shit. And we know they're gonna do this shit because it's prophecy, man. All right, if you could, you got that second. Grab that.
Second Ezra chapter 15 verse 11, but I will bring them with a mighty hand and a stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. What the brother said, man, you know, smite Egypt with plagues as before and will destroy all the land thereof.
Yep, so the Lord will bring them plagues at the look. When you read in the book of Exodus, from chapter 7 all the way to 14, if I ain't mistaken, the Lord listed the plagues that he was going to bring upon Egypt. And one of them plagues was 3 days of darkness. Now, would there be 3 literal days of darkness in Babylon? No, right? More than likely not, right? But there is going to be a form of darkness that's going to plague the people here, all right? And the Most High is going to use his sword, right? These Edomites to pull the plug on the grid here, all right? And once, man, if they was just to fucking pull the plug at night, just so you could see how dark it would be, people would be scared of the dark, bro. People would be scared for the damn power grid to be cut off. You know what I mean? Because the moon and shit, the moon ain't gonna give that much light, bro. You know what I'm saying? You go into a dark ass space or something and you don't even want to go in that area because of how dark it is. Just imagine when it's a whole city and you're hearing shit in the back. You know, it's motherfuckers screaming in the back. Motherfuckers getting spooked. They bumping into each other, getting spooked. The Lord is plaguing shit with apparitions, man. You know, motherfuckers is taking advantage of that darkness and, you know, getting busy with whatever criminal activity that, you know. You got to keep all these things in consideration, man. All right, and even then, by us just breaking these things down, we still can't even do it justice for real. Still can't even do it justice because that's just how bad this shit gonna be, man. This is why we gonna need the Lord, right? This is why the Lord, hey, them doors of mercies are shutting, all right? Time is ticking, you know what I'm saying? But the Lord still has us out here, you know, bringing out this word, man, which is, hey, the Lord is showing mercy. You know, I was just watching, me and the brother was just watching the elder I'm on the bar. He put out a lesson going into It's Over. And the elders was, you know, referencing, you know, Amos 8 and 11, you know, bringing in the famine of hearing the word, man. You know, and we can see, you know, because, you know, it's prophecy, of course, but it's been on brother's spirit for the longest, you know, to go into, you know, how at some point in time we're not gonna no longer have access to hearing these words, man. Right, so this is why it's important for us to, you know, take advantage of this access now, because at that point, you know, it's gonna be known, you know, why is he so stable in the midst of, you know, all this damn terror and chaos and destruction, and why is he so stable? You know what I mean? That's how you're gonna be able to tell the difference between an elect man and a 2/3 man in that time, man. You know, just like, you know, the elder was using a reference on how you have, you know, the alphas, you know, alphas in their own respective, you know, categories in a sense. Like you may have, you know, somebody who's an alpha in doing, you know, martial arts, you know, an alpha yoga, yo-yo, or whatever the case may be, where people look up to them particular people because they're the best at what they do, right? Or they have some type of, you know, structure in a sense, and that's how we gonna shine, bro. Right? We gonna shine like that, right? And our stability is gonna be shown in that time because we've been spiritually exercising for that time, right? But the people who haven't, right, you're gonna see how bugged out they gonna fucking act out here. You know? You're gonna have men out here bugging the fuck out, acting a fool. You know what I mean? Going asking you, acting like a bitch, asking you for answers and shit like that. You know, but the Lord is not gonna open up his mouth. Right? The Lord is gonna keep his mouthpiece shut because you had the time to get it. You had the time to sit your ass down and get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, but you chose to do different. You chose to deal unwisely with your time, right? That liberty that the Most High granted you, you chose to, you know, you chose to abuse it, right? You chose to abuse it by not taking heed, right? But put it off to the side, right? A motherfucker be going through some shit. Jake could be going through some shit and be wanting answers for it, and you give him the answers for it, and then Jake don't want to, you know, abide by the instructions. You know what I mean? But from 2 Ezra 15, you can just go ahead and jump to 16, bro. We can start at the top of that.
16?
Yeah, con 16.
Where's the 2 Ezra 16?
Yeah, con, unless you got something that you want to go ahead and pull, bro.
About what's that one scripture? But they were at liberty or something?
2 Ezra 9. 2 Ezra 9 and like 8, I believe. It's in between like 7 and like 11, I believe.
16 and 1.
Come.
It's the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 1, and it reads, Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia. Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria. All right, Babylon has many code names. All right, but as you see, woe. All right, woe means destruction. All right, so the Most High said, and probably would shout you about some shit. But, goddamn. The scripture, read it over one more time.
2nd Ezra, chapter 16, verse 1. Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia, woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria.
All right, woe means destruction, man. All right, and these are future prophecies that the brother Ezra's, had jotted down. The Most High basically gave him future prophecies that was far from his time, man. Prophecies that was going to take place 2,000 years in the future, which is we in that time now. Right, 2,000 years later, we in 2026 here in Babylon the Great, and we getting ready to witness all hell break loose and the crumbling of Esau Edom society, man. His kingdom, his empires, man. Right, this is where we at with it. Right, and he said, woe unto Babylon, Egypt, Assyria. All right, meaning destruction. Go ahead.
Verse 2, gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Yeah, bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand. All right. The Most High is not a respecter of persons. The Most High, you're gonna be seeing all type of. It's gonna be shit that people can't even deal with emotionally and mentally out here. Imagine seeing you going into a hospital that just got. Let's say a hospital that just got ramshacked and you go into a room full of dead newborns and shit. You know what I'm saying? Because the nurses had to get out of Dodge and shit and go and protect their own family members and shit. All right, imagine seeing, walking into a damn house and it's a toddler just in there with his head missing. You know what I'm saying? Just or in a dismembered, because this shit happens often now. All right, this shit happens often where you see, people getting pulled over. They got chopped up kids in their trunk and shit. That's been sitting there for days and weeks, and you know what I mean. So in that time, just imagine this shit, right? All right, you know what I'm saying. You got women out here women as well as men. You know what I'm saying that idolize. They I ain't gonna say idolize them, but who put their children before the damn Most High. All right. And the scriptures say that you can't serve two masters, right? Right, and the scriptures also says in the book of Sirach not to give thy strength over to your woman, children, so on and so forth. So when the motherfuckers just say that they just doing shit for the kids, like celebrating Halloween and Christmas and all that, that's you putting them before the Most High. So just imagine you putting them before the Most High, and the Most High take them from you in a devastating ass fashion. You know what I mean? When y'all get into a wreck or something, and then it's just, you just see your kids in the back, fucked up and crunched up. You know what I'm saying? Like the Most High do it to you, and the Most High is gonna do it in these times to come, bro. You know what I'm saying? I always, reference the book of Josephus when, with the account of Eve. The troops, they had smelled food, and there was a famine at that time, and the troops had smelled food, and, they smelled something cooking, so they went, bombarded, Eve's crib or whatever, like, what the fuck, you got food, and she was happily willing to share that shit, and they noticed something was off, and, damn, what you do go to Salaki, bro? They noticed something was off, and she ended up, eating. She was eating her child the whole time, man. And she even had them bugged out over that shit, man. Right? It goes into how they were astonished You know, like, damn, this bitch crazy as fuck. Like, what the fuck? Because that's some shit that's unheard of. Like, people eating their kids and shit. But the Lord is gonna bring that back, bro. Again, you gonna be shocked when the power grid goes off, bro. It's gonna be motherfuckers that's having mirth or whatever at these different carnivals. It's gonna be at these different amusement parks. Bro, that damn ride is gonna shut off right when you're on that motherfucker. You can be on that, was it that drop tower, bro?
Yeah.
You can be on top of the hill and the power grid just
Stuck up there.
and you stuck up there or that bitch malfunction just drop. And you boom, smash the phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, the Most High, bro, the Most High is gonna bring them sorrows upon Babylon, man. Just wait, bro. Just wait. And he gonna use his sword to do it. I don't know if you ever heard like that little sound on TikTok where they'll be like, so the next time that you think that your government won't do it, oh yes they will. I don't know if you heard that or not. Yes they will.
Yes, that's a Noah Trevor. I think he died too. He had shows talking about 9/11 and he exposed who did it, man. But they canceled him. But they let him say it, man.
And another good documentary was that, and I don't even think it got released. It was that shit called Gray State.
Great state.
It was an actual. He was a former Marine or some shit. He was a veteran or something. He just came from overseas, bro. And he had a lot of insight of what was gonna take place in Babylon. Man, bro, I'm pretty sure brother know what I'm talking about. And he was putting out the documentary on martial law, like all that shit, bro. That's why he called it the Gray State, because they're gloomy. You feel me? Like gloomy ass times coming. And before he was gonna put out that fucking documentary, bro, they found him, his wife, and his kids dead in their home, bro.
I think I did.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you got, bro, these type of documentaries and a lot of these insights that's coming out, it's showing you the times we in, bro, because it's like their horn is constantly blowing. It's constantly being blown. You know what I'm saying? Letting us know, like, bro, destruction coming. Like, this shit coming. This shit not no joke. This shit is not a game. Get right. This is what the Lord is basically telling us, man. All right, because going into that time, bro, we don't truly know what to expect 100%. But you best believe, bro, it's even gonna shake us a little in the face, but just not to the point where it's gonna throw us off balance. But it's even gonna catch us like, damn, like what the fuck, like what this shit, nigga? You gonna see a nigga just intestine stretched out 20 feet long, just
for real.
You feel me? Just some crazy shit, bro. It's gonna be shit like that on the norm.
It's gonna be like Ripley's Believe It or Not, like that strange weird shit. Fucking human limbs all over the floor, fucking bodies on sticks and shit, or heads on a pipe,
Pipes, you gonna have motherfuckers hanging from buildings.
Nah, for real.
You know what I'm saying?
That's how Issachar, they be hanging people from bridges.
Yup.
We're gonna see, bro, way more crazier shit. We can barely even imagine it, man. You don't even know until we see it,
It's gonna be people decomposing in the streets. Just imagine the smell of that shit, bro. Man, you walk past a dead dog in this thing. Imagine a human body. That shit funky. You know what I'm saying? And imagine hundreds, thousands of just dead bodies just all over the city, bro. Imagine the stench that shit's going. Imagine all the damn hawks and vultures. There's vultures here too. Imagine all that shit just flying around because of how much death it's gonna be, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
I got a scripture, Jeremiah chapter 9, verse 22. Speak, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, even the carcasses of men shall fall as dung upon the field, and as the handful after the harvestmen, and none shall gather them.
And it's literally some dog shit just sitting right in front of us. Right over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, just like you see dog shit just fucking on the curb and just, park and just laid out, people let their dogs just, that's how dead bodies are gonna be out here, because it's gonna be so much turmoil. It's gonna be so much happening, taking place. All right, because imagine when people just have nothing, whatsoever to provide for themselves or their family. They're gonna go into a barbaric state.
Some motherfuckers gonna be like, damn, I remember this nigga did this shit to me, I'm gonna go kill his ass.
It's gonna be
shit. Like the Purge too, they tell you in the movies.
I remember this nigga was telling me that a lot of these cases of water in his fucking attic.
Nah, for real.
Motherfuckers is gonna be going and they gonna go try to take, as she was saying.
Just like the movie Leave the World Behind, remember they want to go ask that one, you know what I do for some supplies?
Yeah,
Like,
this
nah.
pump.
Yeah, this pump came out. Like, he was cool at first, but they tried to go get supplies. Like, nah, y'all niggas get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And he was basically saying, like, he was telling them.
Yeah, like, y'all find your own shit.
He was telling, like, he said, he basically told them about what was going to happen. And now that it's happening and y'all want my shit, that's basically what he was on. Now that it's happening and y'all want my shit, like, nah, we not finna do that. Kick rocks, get the fuck on. You know, it's gonna be every man for themselves. You know, the scriptures even talk about how neighbor shall be against neighbor. Neighbors shall fight against one another like enemies. You know what I mean? It's gonna go into a dog eat world. All this friendly shit, going and getting sugar from your neighbor, that's not gonna be a thing anymore. All right, because one, people not gonna have resources and things to even sustain themselves. Grocery stores and all that, you're not gonna be able to go no damn grocery stores once the power grid is shut down. All right, all these corporations and shit, all this shit is gonna be stripped away. All right, because they gonna want your ass to comply. They know the only way that you gonna comply is if they take everything from your ass, man. You got something you gonna pull out?
Yeah, I got Isaiah chapter 66, verse 16, and it reads, "For by fire and by a sword the lead Yahawashi." Let me read it again. Isaiah 66, 16, "For by fire and by a sword will the Lord Yahweh plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many, man." But I will go to the top. For by fire and by a sword, man. Most of these people are going to be killed by the sword, you know, but ultimately a thermonuclear fire, man. But it says, and the slain of the Lord, you know, Yahawashi shall be many, man. A lot of people are gonna die, man. It's gonna be a mass extinction like event, man.
An extinction level event. You know, they said that they want to get rid of 100 million Americans. 100 million Americans, that's a lot of people. You know, that's like what? 100 million is what? Imagine 1,000 times. 1,000 times, fuck, I don't even know, 100,000. 1,000 times, you know what I'm saying? That's a big ass number. Just imagine all them people just getting removed here in Babylon. And I ain't talking about removed like out of the damn country, even though they can do that too. But I'm talking about in a form of violence where they coming in, they blowing shit down with firearms and
grenades,
people's gonna
rocket
be
launchers.
Man, bro, it's the winter and shit. It's the winter. It ain't even cold here, but you got other states where it's cold, and it's nothing for them just to go ahead and just make it where that shit just freeze the grid, and it's all type of motherfuckers dying and shit from hypothermia. Because I remember even going back, and you know, with the polar vortex in 2020, you had people who was cold and shit. Niggas was putting barbecue grills in their house trying to keep warm. You had niggas cutting on the shower, trying to keep warm in their bathroom and couldn't. Niggas in that hole damn near finna cry, talking about he even pay somebody. Oh, thug ass nigga talking about, you know, damn near crying and shit on video, talking about he'll pay somebody just to let him go stay at their house. Yeah, motherfuckers pipes busting because of how cold it was, flooding their house. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, I'm telling you, the Lord really put the spirit on this man to really start putting you motherfuckers through some shit. You know, and he is through the spirit. The Most High is gonna put the spirit on this man just to go ahead and get that green light going to where he just go ahead and make his move with this shit, man. Right? Because at the end of the day, it's a lose-lose situation for this man. Right? So the Lord is eventually just gonna put the spirit on just to come with it. And when he come with it, it's gonna be like a flood, man. It's gonna engulf any and everything that's in this path, man. And if you ain't got the spirit of Yahawashi with you, oh, it's gonna be a rough ride for you, man. All right, but you can go ahead if you
got something else. 2 Ezra chapter 15, verse 19. "A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation." You know, and this is what's coming ultimately, man. You know, no man shall have pity against his neighbor. You know, the love of many shall wax cold. You know, and it's already happening, man. You know, even here in Yuma, you know, shit, you seen that video, there's some dude got ran over by a car, man. I don't know if you saw a video, but, you know, this is a small town, but I just seen an article where it said Yuma, that's where we're from, They said the rate here has gone 300%, man, in homicide related events, man, and crime. You know, but that's not even just here. It's happening everywhere, man. You know, Arizona, California, more people are, you know, resorting to violence in these last days, man. You know, more people killing each other, you know, love triangles, shit of that nature, because this is Sodom and Gomorrah, man. You know, it's Babylon, man. You know, people give in to their lust, man. They love to fucking go sleep with another man's wife, you know, hey, but everything has its reward, man. Keep doing what the fuck you're gonna do. The Lord's gonna, hey, you reap what you sow, man. You know, as the scripture says, you do good, you're gonna receive good. You do bad, you're gonna receive evil, man. You know, it's the curses, man. Just wanted to put that point out there, though, man. But you know, things are gonna get more, you know, more turned up once you know the grid goes down. More people's true nature are gonna show, like the brother said. You don't know how people's spirits really are. They got that Jeffrey Dahmer spirit, you know, that perverted, you know, fetish towards like killing people, man. You know, that's what these people are into, man, because, you know, America, you know, they promote that type of shit. You know, what's that one, the Hostel movies, shit about, you know, elites buying people to have them playing their death games and shit, you know. But this is ultimately the real, what they want, man. You know, they want the ultimate death, man, which is, hey, bring the, you know, the military into town to kill these people, man. You know, they want the people to revolt, so, hey, their WEF agenda, man. You know, population control. You know, and we're already starting in those times, man. You know, seeing with all these psyops that the government's been doing, man. We're already in those times of war. You got something else?
You can just go ahead and put that back up, 100%.
All right, we'll read it again. Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 19. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation.
Great tribulation. It's gonna be some hard times, man. All right, so with these hard times coming, you know, if you have people that are already still, if you have people who will blow your cap back, you know, for a bag of dope, you know, a couple of dollars, whatever the case may be, you know, just imagine when times really start to get rough, because I mean, shit's starting to, money be tight now, you know, but wait until money really do get tight, where it, you know when you broke, nigga, you be in a bad mood, you know what I mean? But wait until motherfuckers get to that point where like they just don't have shit. You know what I'm saying? The government don't have no answers for you. They keep telling you, you know, to remain calm, not to panic, you know, not to do this, not to do that. The whole time they not assisting you with anything, and you out here like, fuck it, I gotta get this shit how I get it. You know, people here are gluttons. There's gonna be people here that's gonna start doing just unthinkable, inhumane shit. You know, people gonna be just start eating motherfuckers and shit. People here are gluttons. You know, man, you just gotta expect the worst case scenario, and like she said, and multiply this shit by 100. All right, and even then, that still won't even do it justice, because when it's real life and you really seeing this shit that you would see in movies and Purge and Legend and all that, it's gonna be a different type of vibration, man. It's gonna be a different type of vibration. This is why the Lord is gonna have to put the spirit on you. Have to keep the spirit on you and harden your spirit to really be able to stomach these times, man. Because it's gonna be a lot of motherfuckers that's not gonna be able to stomach this shit, bro. Because Babylon is a bitch-like society, bro. It's a bitch-made society, bro.
Feminine.
You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be people most people not gonna be able to stomach this type of shit. Family member with their whole face, just the side of their face or jaw just shot the fuck off. You know what I'm saying? Just wait. And they in the motherfucker with half their jaw off and they still living. And you having to just burn that bitch, burn a wound just to stop the bleeding. Them ooh. Man, imagine all the pain them motherfuckers go through without pain meds and all this. Bro, it's gonna be people that just gonna wanna just kill themselves, bro.
Won't be able to.
You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, bro.
I got another one. It's Revelations, chapter 6, verse 5 through 6. When he, the Lamb, broke open the third seal, I heard the living creature call out, "Come!" I looked, and behold, a black horse of famine. And the rider in his hand had a pair of scales, a balance, is the point right here. And I heard something like And I heard something like a voice in the midst of the four living creatures saying, a quart of wheat for a denarius, a day's wages, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, and do not damage the oil and the wine. You know, and this is what's coming, man. You know, we're gonna ultimately Esau wants this to happen, man. He wants us to work a fool's day, and then once we get our paycheck, we go to the grocery store and we're only able to buy 1 loaf of bread with our whole check, man. People are gonna revolt. They want that to happen, man. But this is what's coming, man. You know, we're gonna be working our asses off, and that's when we're gonna know the effects are already truly coming in, man. When we go to the grocery store and prices are going up, man, because you know, there's a spirit today or yesterday. I was talking to my pops, and he said, "Oh, gas went down 2.79, man. That's like 40 cents, because it used to be like 3.20 something, 3.19." But hey, when they shall say,
when victory shall be so good, cheap upon earth, they shall think themselves to be in good case.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Because prices are actually low right now, man. And people are like, damn, hell yeah, like, what, you know, someone's doing something right. But no, hey, this is the calm before the storm, man. You know,
that's like, them motherfuckers are stupid. Motherfuckers don't have no tunnel vision whatsoever. Just surface level shit, bro.
Especially with the economy. Look at silver and gold jumping crazy as fuck up and down.
That's an indication that the dollar's collapsing. And motherfuckers looking at that like it's just money signs, bro. The whole time it's just an indication that this shit falling, bro.
Yup.
Come on now. But what was that you just? Oh, what was that you just read?
Revelation 6:6.
Oh, read that over again one more time.
Revelation chapter 6, verse 6. And I heard something like a voice in the midst of the 4th living creature saying, a quart of wheat for a denarius, a day's wages, and 3 quarts of barley for a denarius, and do not damage the oil and the wine.
Yeah, so you're gonna have motherfuckers out here who they're gonna get their wages, and they're not even gonna be able to. You got people complaining about grocery prices now. You know, waiting to, you know, a carton of eggs is like $30. Waiting to steak, you think steak expensive? Waiting till that shit's $150 for motherfucking for
tomahawk.
You know what I'm saying? Just for some small shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Tenderloin, you know, like, well, just wait, bro. The little, you know, like the little steak chunks that you put in stew and shit.
Yeah, the little.
Wait until something like that, like $50, $100 and shit like that, bro. People gonna be losing their motherfucking mind.
For a little bit of meat, because $150 is like a tomahawk now. But imagine getting like 2 to 3 pounds for $50, man. People are gonna go crazy.
And wait until motherfuckers gotta just eat nothing but motherfucking rice. Rice, man, people gonna get tired of that shit, and people are gonna start revolting. Motherfuckers want to eat that fatty shit, you know what I'm saying? And motherfuckers don't eat them heavy ass meals. Motherfuckers here eat meat 3 times a day and shit. You know what I mean? But as it says, hurt not the oil nor the wine, which is this truth. Hurt not the oil nor the wine, so this is why, you know, you have motherfuckers who will say, well, if the Bible is true, then why are they still allowed to bear it? Because they tried to eliminate the word one time already. Antiochus Epiphanes tried to get all the documents of the scriptures and burn them up, and he didn't succeed with it because it wasn't the will of the Most High. If the Most High don't want you to do some shit, you ain't gonna do it. Point blank, period. No matter how much effort you try to put into that shit. You know what I'm saying? So fast forward today, we still got this truth. You know, but the thing is that they plan on taking away, you know what I'm saying? They ain't gonna take away the truth. The Most High is gonna take it away by putting a spirit in them to cut the unicorn. You know, YouTube having access to these platforms on social media, it's no longer gonna be a thing. So this is why you either gonna have it or you not gonna have it, man. Right, so when it goes, but hurt not the oil nor the wine, is talking about this truth, but there's gonna come a point in time where the Most High is gonna take this truth, bro. All right, and once he do that, that basically solidifies that the elect is sealed and that the doors of mercy are completely shut, man. All right, that's basically what that's gonna indicate, man. So this is why it's been on Brother's spirit a lot often to touch upon the famine of hearing the word, man. Right, because this truth is deadly serious, bro. You gotta get this shit while you can, man. Not shit's like it, but you gotta get it while you can, bro. Get it while it's hot, while you have access to it.
Hey, seek the Lord while he may be found, man. Seek the Lord 10 times more while he may be found.
And now was that time to seek the Lord, bro. If you just not hearing about this truth, hey, spirit should be on you to really get locked in. Get locked in to get as much knowledge that you can, man. As much oil in your lamp as possible.
Purge out those old spirits, man. You know, the old man. You know, hey, conform not to the world, man. You know,
And get
God
grounded.
put you on as the elect. Come on, man.
Get grounded, build your house upon that stone, man.
Yeah. Hey, your law, man, your mind.
You know, because if it's not built upon that stone, once the winds get the beating on your walls, your shit gonna cave in.
You got no foundation, you know, no base. You know, it's just gonna be like a piece of wheat getting blew away, or a piece of cotton getting blew away.
Chaff blew in the wind. It's like sawdust getting blew away.
That's the spirit.
You know, sawdust, it don't take much to blow that shit. And that should be up the street. You know what I mean?
For real.
But if you could go back to 2 Corinthians 16, bro.
Second Ezra 16.
And I believe it was verse 2.
Second Ezra chapter 16 verse 2. Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand.
Right, because that represents or symbolizes mourning, which is why we're at the Most High command us to prophesy with garments of sackcloth. Because when we come out here, not only are we warning and prophesying, warning Jake to repent, and the destruction to come, and prophesying against these heathens' kingdom, starting with Esau being at the top. But we also come out here to cry unto Yahawashi our shot. Right, because when you look up what garments of sackcloth represent, it's mourning, right? Deliverance, right? This is why we come out here with these garments, to mourn to Yahawashi our shot, to come and get us the fuck up out of here, man. And also to deliver us, bro, because through fear and trembling of the Lord, we come out here and persuade, man, we know what the Lord finna do, bro. All right, we've read what the Most High do, and we truly believe it, and we fear him. So this is why it compels us to come out here and to relay the message, whether you hear it for a bear. All right, go ahead, bro.
Verse 3, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back?
A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? Man, that sword is coming. That sword is coming, and once the Most High said, let it be done, it's going to be done, man. All right, once the Most High say, hey, it's that time, it's going to be that time, man. And there ain't going to be no, going back, like I say in Ecclesiastes, I think it's 7 and 10. Or 12 and 10, if I ain't mistaken. It ain't gonna be no, reminiscing about the good old days and all that shit, man. Because once this shit crack, bro, it's gonna be up from there. Up from there on a level that you can't even imagine. Go ahead.
A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?
A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? You know what I'm saying? It's like these prophecies is like a fire in a damn field. You know what I mean? I remember one time, just being a badass kid when I was little, I ended up having a lighter, and I was doing it unintentionally. I didn't even think the field was gonna catch on fire that damn fast. I just did it. It dry ass grass, that shit lit up. I sat there like this, just let it burn a little bit. Boy, that shit went to spread, and I tried to cut it out, and the wind was just making it worse, and that shit just went to spread. I'm talking about growing fast as fuck, and blew in all in my. I'm talking about I have red marks on me from how, bro, that shit was hot. But that shit caught fire quick. You know what I mean? And once it spread, it's gonna spread, bro. You're gonna have to get somebody over to spray that shit down. That's basically what it had to happen.
Yeah, it gets too
You know what
big,
I'm saying?
you can't control it.
The whole motherfucking fire department had to come out and spray that shit down, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Jake, man.
So, but that's what these prophecies are like, bro. Once they get started, it ain't gonna.
You can't take them off. You can't put them out that easy, man. And it's not gonna be put out at all, man.
Once the Most High's word is said, it's gonna be done.
Yeah.
Go ahead, brother.
This is verse 4. Verse 5. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may any one quench the fire and stubble when it had begun to burn? May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away?
Yeah, so once it gets started, once the Most High allow them angels to unleash the four winds of destruction, it's gonna be on. It's gonna be on, and it's gonna be full-fledged. Expect nothing but man, expect just crazy shit to happen. Being out in public, and next thing you know, boom, shit blow up. And you just see motherfuckers blow out the building, legs and shit.
Nah, like those videos of people getting blown up, they literally get fucking shot in the air.
Hell yeah.
Explosions. You can
And
see
then
them.
you can see the bodies just jumping in the
like,
air and shit.
Hey, they're like fucking man, what's that? It's like that little flimsy thing they have at car lots, a little
You talking about that little worm thing?
yeah, the little worm dude, you know, the air thing. But that's how they look, man, because they're all fucking
Limp.
broken and shit. Just
limp, just dead and limp, just twisting and shit, and you know, there's some shit like that, bro. Or an explosion happened, and you just hear some shit in the distance, and the most high just happened to where you end up just walking across that shit, and it turned out that shit you heard in the distance was an explosion, and you just see motherfuckers all out in the parking lot just dead, just blew up, fingers and shit just everywhere, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, telling me, bro. The most high gonna happen to where it's just some devastating shit. Motherfuckers all on the freeway, and Elon Musk just have his Teslas just going, programmed to go and just smash to that shit at 150 miles an hour. You know what I'm saying? Don't they got like, man, you can't, we just putting imagery out there. You can't even really do it justice on how it's gonna be, man. All right, this is why the Most High gonna have Michael or Angel come down and look out for bros, because if he don't, we'll be fucked just like the rest of the 2/3, man. Go ahead, bro. You can jump to verse 18, and we can end it off from there.
Second Ezra chapter 16, verse 18, and it reads, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death, the beginning of wars, and the power shall stand in fear, the beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come?
Yep, the beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? This is the beginning of all, this is all just the beginning, or just the tip of the iceberg of what's really getting ready to happen. All right, so when you hear about power grid being cut off, you're hearing about trucker strikes, you hear about all these other different events that can events that can lead to something catastrophic happening. Just know that this is just the beginning of it, but you can see that the Lord is amplifying these things as time progresses. All right, and gradualism, everything has a starting point and everything has an ending point. And you best believe once we getting closer and closer to that ending point, that more and more of these things are going to be exaggerated, amplified, and more things are going to be the more perilous these times will be, man. All right, so if you got something else you're going to quote, you all good, bro? So, with that being said, Lord willing, the lesson was edifying, and that, the message was delivered to the ears of the hopeful elect, and that our sacrifice was acceptable in the eyes of Yahawashi. So as always, before we close it out, we want to face the east, giving all the glory and infinite praise to our powers, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Again, those are the names of the Heavenly Father and His Son, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahawashi, which means Yahweh, the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly calls God, Bahasham, in the name of Yahawashi, which is His Son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, who were grateful and are taught and learned this truth 100% from. Peace and blessings be to you, Aki, who was serving Yahawashi in sincerity, hoping for mercy, and praying that we get salvation in these latter days, man. With that being said, Shalom, Yahawashi Brakatham, and about the bar.